Hello, my name is Lucas Assis. I'm one of the developers behind the Gimmer platform. Today is part 2 of a series of tutorials on how to get the best out of the Gimmer app. Today's video is about the creation and backtesting of strategies using the Gimmer application. So, let's go. With Gimmer open, here on version 1.00, and then I'm going to select the option Exchange Trading. You can see here that we're going to have a lot of bot options, but currently we're just going to test with Exchange Trading. So I'm just going to hit it. I'm going to type the name of the bot, which is going to be tutorial bot. I'm going to hit next. You have to accept the terms. That's basically saying that you are responsible by any possible risks that exist in trading, because the bot he might win or it might lose, and you're responsible for any kind of risk that's in that. So I'm just going to hit accept and create bot. This is the main page for designing your bots. I'm going to hit edit strategy so we can better configure your bot. I'm going to hit edit strategy and edit. Okay, so now everything is unlocked and we can change the bot's options. So I'm going to go first to configuration, name and description. Here we can see the strategy name and the strategy description. The description is going to be used later when I have the actual bot store, when you're going to be able to share bots with other users, but for now this is just for a quick review for your own. Next we have the strategy settings, and here is where the actual rules for the bot start coming in. And the trade mode is whether the bot will do margin or just exchange trading. And the main differences between trade and margin is that margin trading is a higher risk form of trading. Basically, if you're doing margin trading, the exchange gives you like 3 times the amount of money of your balance. So you can pretty much do trade where you can win 3 times, up to 3 times what you have. But also if you lose 3 times of what you had. So this is very dangerous and some riskier trading. But for now, so we're just gonna go some usual trade. The other type, next up is the other type, which is how the bot's gonna buy from the market, whether it's limit or market. And I'm just gonna let it limit for now. The exchange is the exchange that the bot's gonna be trading in. This is very important as the base and the quotes are, even for backtesting, you need the exchange so it has the correct value. So I'm gonna be testing in Bitfinex. So for this bot, I'm gonna use a base of Ethereum out of all these coins, and I'm going to quote with Bitcoin. The period is the delay the bot awaits before checking for new information. So for that, I'm going to go and use 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes the bot's going to check and see if it needs to trade or not. It's going to... Next, we can see here we have API settings. Here would be where you choose your API key if you were live trading, but we're not doing that right now. We're just using backtests. And here would be if you had an API setting, an API key, you would be able to tell the application how much of your funds it's supposed to use. Next up, we have the indicators, and this is where the actual rules for the bot start coming in. So we can have one or more indicators on a bot. We can see here that the default is the EMA cross, which is already here. I can even edit the options. I'm just going to remove it and just take a quick look. Here we can see that we have several indicators with several different options like Ichimoku Cloud, EMA, EMA ACD, RSI. So you can use the best option for your coins, so you can get a better result. For this bot, I'm gonna actually trade with the default indicator, but with some custom configurations. I'm gonna use the EMA cross, but with an invert signal. What does the invert signal means? The invert signal means that instead of when it's gonna buy, it should sell, and when it's gonna sell, it should buy. So it just inverts the way the indicator is indicating. So I'm just gonna add the EMA cross indicator. Also, some indicators have a custom option called Gimmer settings. What does this mean? There's an actual correct timing to buy and sell. We're gonna customize this to be a custom option later. Currently, it's just a checkbox. But this uses some custom rules that actually buys and sells at a better timing. This, of course, will be later customizable, but for now, just to have this, you can test and see if you can have some extra kind of control with this custom Gimmer settings. So the last initial options are gonna be here on the safeties. As you can see, we have two initial safeties. We have the preserved profits. So what does this mean? It starts here. Start when gains. I'm gonna put 15%. And minimum preserve, I'm gonna put 90. So what does this mean? Minimum preserve 90%, start when gains 15%. What it means that if you have a trade that actually wins 15% of your balance, then this safety is gonna engage. Now, if you already won 15%, if you lose 10%, it's gonna close because of this 90%. It's trying to preserve. So this is just to try to preserve your profits if you actually make some good money, so you don't actually start holding and losing. So I'm just gonna use a preserve profits and a stop loss. A stop loss is just an emergency, so that if you lose more than this, just stop. Stop the trade, close your position, and back off. So I'm just gonna add a stop loss at 2%. Now, if we test in July, we can test from the first day of July up to today with 50 Bitcoins. And if you hit play here, we're gonna run a backtest. You can see here that our performance was better than holding, but still a little, we could get a little bit better. Now that you have the initial know-how, I'd suggest you to actually start trying and adding some indicators, some custom rules, and see what's the best result that you can get by using Gimmer. So I think that was it for today's tutorial. I'll see you next time. I hope it was useful. Thanks for watching.